And now we turn our attention to the nows, not the news, the nows. President Obama spent the weekend in Cartagena, Colombia, discussing, among other things, what aren't the solutions to the drug problem, saying, quote, legalization is not the answer, unquote. Coming up with not answers is, of course, the light work of the presidency, something that we can all do. For example, training an army of bees to smoke all the marijuana is also not the answer. Another not answer might be passing legislation limiting the number of holes in a bong or a crack pipe to one so you could not smoke out of it. That's also not a solution. I, for one, completely support the president in listing out everything that won't work before coming up with something that does. This Cartagena trip, it had scandals too. Before heading down to Colombia, President Obama sent an advance team of CIA operatives to scout danger. They were quickly sent home after it was discovered that they were banging prostitutes. Florida got away. These CIA operatives apparently thought that there was a clear and present danger inside the prostitutes' vajayjays. And it is spring, and we know that it's spring because the flora exposes its genitalia to the world and the bees send their advance teams in to scout for danger and make the honey. And speaking of spring, whatever happened to the Arab Spring, which Twitter took credit for and then quickly forgot about? For detailed analysis, let us compare the Irish Spring to the Arab Spring. The Irish Spring, of course, begins with two bare-chested men struggling for dominance, an allegory for the will of the people against an oppressive regime.
You're a strong man, Brian.
One man emerges victorious, a representative of the people, and he acknowledges both his strength and his weakness, and he is given a promise for the future. Arab Spring overthrows kind of work in Egypt, Libya, Yemen, and Tunisia. Syria and Iran, not so much. The United Nations plans on sending an advance team to Syria to monitor all the killings in the imaginary ceasefire. In the New York Times, I read that Susan E. Rice, the American ambassador to the United Nations, said that just this morning, Syrian forces resumed their brutal shelling of homes and opened fire on mourners in Aleppo. Asked if she thought that this was a violation of the ceasefire, she said, absolutely. Excellent reporting, Mr. Reporter. Is firing on unarmed mourners a violation of a ceasefire?
Look, and these green and white stripes are tool deodorants.
A clean, bright, and minty future, but the solution is complex. The bands of green and white in the solution representing the intertwining of the civilian population and the military. Arab Spring, Egypt having some trouble with the green and white swirl. The military is not so keen on giving up control, and 10 election candidates were recently disqualified.
What a fine press set.
That's why I use it too.
Irish Spring.
And the Irish Spring, of course, ends with the promise of equality, both men and women able to enjoy the freshness of democracy. In the Arab Spring, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a tough road for women everywhere. But as the man says, let us all hope for. In other nows, the Buffett Rule is expected to get its ass handed to it by Congress this week. The Buffett Rule, which is named after Warren Buffett, proposes that rich people pay the same minimal tax rate that regular people do, which had a cold things chance in a hot place of passing through a chamber made up of rich people. Critics criticized, as they often do, saying that Obama backed the doomed legislation because it aligns with his message of fairness for the upcoming election. Fairness. Making matters more complicated, the Buffett Rule is often confused with the Buffet Rule, which states that Americans are entitled to 2% of their body weight on any buffet tray. A popular amendment to the Buffet Rule is the Equitable Appetizer Sharing Amendment. When a couple orders an appetizer, the heavier person is entitled to more than 50% of said appetizer. It just makes sense. And yeah, that goes for desserts too. Happy now.